This skill is performing perineal care on a female patient. I say I've washed my hands. I pull the curtain for privacy all the way. I go in and I'm going to explain the procedure. Miss Smith, we're going to do pericare on you today, and I'm going to gather my supplies. Now my supplies are going to consist of a barrier for the table to put my supplies on. I'm going to need, I'm going to pull this curtain back just a little bit. I'm going to need 4 washcloths and 2 towels. And then I will come here and I'll gather a basin, a barrier for the bed, or a chucks or a blue pad. I'm going to gather my soap and my gloves. I'm going to go back into the room and put my supplies down here. Then I'm going to get my water. Now remember, when you get your water, you have to turn both faucets on. The water has to be tepid, warm to the touch. You feel the water feels good to me. Now we let the client feel the water. The water feels good to him. Now before I forget, I'm going to raise the side rail on this side of the bed. Even though in the book it states that you do not have to raise the side rail, but the mannequin will probably fall off the bed if I don't do that, so I'm going to raise my side rail. Okay, then I'm going to say I've washed my hands again because I'm about to put on gloves. You wash your hands before gloving, after gloving, before the skill, and after the skill. Miss Smith, I've got the curtain pulled for privacy, but I don't want to overexpose you, so I'm just going to pull your gown up just a little bit where I can do pericare on you. I'm going to put the blue pad under you in order to protect your bed where it won't get wet. Okay. Alright, I'm going to take my first washcloth, and I'm just going to leave it folded with the corners. Refold it here. Okay, and I'm going to wet my washcloth. For state testing, this is one of the easiest ways to do this. We put soap on 3 corners. Okay. Now we start at the top and go all the way down on the outside to the rectum. We turn the washcloth to a different part. Go on the opposite side all the way down to the rectum. Change the washcloth, go down the middle all the way down to the rectum. Then you can lay it aside here. Then I'm going to get a washcloth to rinse. I'm going to do the very same. You cannot go back over a place once you've washed it because it's considered contamination. So I'm going to rinse it all the way down to the rectum, turn it, rinse it on the opposite side all the way down to the rectum, and turn it, and rinse it down the middle to the rectum. Then I'm going to take a towel. I'm going to fold my towel just like I did the washcloth in the corners. I'm going to dry on the outside to the rectum, turn, dry on the outside down to the rectum, turn, dry down the middle to the rectum. So I've got the front. Miss Smith, I'm going to turn you over, and we're going to do the pericare on the back. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to take different washcloths. I'm going to wet this washcloth, put soap on the 3 corners, and I'm going to start at the rectum where I left off. On the outside going up, turn, start the rectum on the outside going up, turn, at the rectum and go up the middle. Then I get a washcloth to rinse that. I'm putting my washcloths on the side of the basin in order to keep my water clean. It's never soapy. Start on the rectum, on the outside to rinse. Turn, down to the rectum, up, turn, in the middle. Okay. Then I'm going to take another towel and keep it folded that way. I'm going to start the rectum and dry, turn it, start the rectum on the outside, dry, turn it, in the middle, and turn it. So now I'm going to gather my barrier up. Miss Smith, I'm going to turn you back on your back right here. Fix your gown and your blankets. Then I gather all my supplies. You can do this in one trip if you can. If you can't do it in one trip, that's okay. You can come back and gather your supplies. I'm going to take all of this to the dirty area. You have a clean area and a dirty area for your testing. We leave everything in the dirty area. We discard this in the trash. We put all the towels into the hamper. Then we take our water. We never put water down the sink. We always put it in the bedside commode. We rinse it. Put it in the bedside commode. And you always dry all the surfaces inside and out. Anytime you're using water, make sure that you dry the inside and the outside surfaces. I take my gloves off the proper way with the palm and then the finger on the inside. Say I've washed my hands because I removed gloves. Come over here and open my curtain. And give Mrs. Smith her call button. And say, I've washed my hands, and that completes the skill of perineal care.